Chris 6 News at 6 continues.
Welcome back, everyone. President Trump has announced a deal that would end a trade dispute with Canada and Mexico. The president says the deal would remove steel and aluminum tariffs on those countries. For their part, Canada and Mexico have agreed to remove retaliatory tariffs that they had imposed on U.S. goods. Today's action clears a key roadblock to a new trade deal between the three nations to replace NAFTA. But there's no let-up in the trade war between the U.S. and China.
And that raises a good question, and that's how much of an impact would higher tariffs have on the port of Corpus Christi? Our Jeremiah Marshall posed that question to port officials today. He's live at the Ortiz Center this evening with more on that. Jeremiah.
Lee, CEO and president of the port of Corpus Christi, Sean Strawbridge, says these tariffs will have a dampening effect on the three major commodities we have with China, and that is liquefied natural gas, crude oil, and sorghum. Just recently, the Trump administration has raised tariffs from 10% to now 25% on $200 billion of Chinese goods. China responded, vowing to increase their own tariffs on $60 billion of American products starting June 1st. So what impact does the port expect?
Here at the port of Corpus Christi, we are primarily an export port, so it will have a dampening effect on our exports as well of crude oil, liquefied natural gas, and agriculture products such as sorghum.
Strawbridge also says ports around the country are usually against tariffs because they have a negative effect on business. But he adds China has always been a difficult trading partner for the port of Corpus Christi.
The United States economy is much less dependent on trade with China than China's economy is dependent on trade with the United States.
He hopes these tariffs by the Trump administration will make trade with China better.
However, a protracted trade war is not going to be good for anybody. We are confident that this administration will reach an agreement with China. It just is some short-term pains for some long-term gains.
And Strawbridge also talked about the imports from China, and we also know that China also manufactures 90% of the products that are bought here in the United States, and those include electronics to apparel to even footwear. Lee.
Well, according to estimates by the National Retail Federation, the average household here in this country could spend as much as $2,300 a year more if all the tariffs threatened by China actually do go into effect.